If we had a quarter for every quarter AEW Collision shot the bed, we would have $2, brother, and that's how much this show is worth. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. The numbers are low, no surprise. Dynamite numbers were low, they were under 700k. They lost to NXT. The quarter by quarter hours were shocking. Collision on June 8th. Those numbers weren't very good either. We've already recorded and talked it and posted about the ratings. 388,000, 2 weeks in a row under 400k. But now it is time to dissect it. Now it is time to pick it apart. We're going to pretend that this is an octopus. We're going to pull the legs like it's a quarter, and we're going to see what's left. Probably just a floating piece of jelly in the ocean, and that sums up AEW Collision.
Yeah, it was a shite analogy for a shite company about octopus, but anyway, let's talk about it. Let's have some octopus stew, shall we? Can you have that? Is that a thing you can have? I don't know.
Let's just drop the octopus shite and we'll get into the ratings. So here we go. Quarter one. 8 to 8:15, 8 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. Some people like to call it 8:15. Some people like to call it 8:15. It all depends, really.
I am one of the 8:15.
You're an 8:15. I'm a 8:15. Whatever. It's so first quarter. It was FTR versus Claudio Cascaroli and Wheeler Yuta. Starts off with 392,000 views, and then we go into quarter two, which was a continuation of this match, and then we got a post match with Brandon Cutler, Kyle O'Reilly, and an Undisputed Kingdom backstage angle, and it actually retained. There was no growth. There was no decline. There was no improvement. There was nothing. Quarter one, 392,000. Quarter two, 392,000. What does this say? It says that the people that tuned in for FTR and Blackpool Combat Club stayed for FTR and Blackpool Combat Club. They didn't get more fuels in, but they didn't lose any fuel. So I can't exactly sit here and bash FTR. I would love to say they drove away 30,000 people, but that didn't happen until the next segment. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's a low number. Obviously, it's harder to lose people when your number's that low in the first place. But yeah, I mean, it might be the two shit members of the Blackpool Combat Club, or the two members that people care about the least. But I think the Blackpool Combat Club still carries some sort of name value, regardless of who's in it. You know, it doesn't matter. When you've got, like, the Ministry of Darkness, even if it was Midian coming down to the ring with Viscera, it was still the Ministry of Darkness, you know. Didn't need to be Taker and fucking, who was the second best member?
Triple H?
He wasn't in it.
That was a corporate ministry.
Probably Bradshaw, Farouk. Was there anybody else in it?
The ministry was quite pissed.
It was Paul Bear. Paul Mooney. What's his name? Sean Mooney? Paul Mooney?
Sean Mooney, your ass on out here, jabroni, right? I mean, I'm not going to defend
rest in
these
peace,
two.
man. He's passed away.
I know he has. So's Dusty Rhodes. So's the other Briscoe. Nothing's safe for me.
Fair enough.
Alright, so I'll tell you what's less safe, these fucking ratings. They fucking suck.
They're not very good. Right, we go into quarter three, 8:30 to 8:45 p.m. We get Chris Statlander versus Robin Renegade with a post-match for Stokely Hathaway, where he basically just says Chris Statlander's going to be a double champion. Then we got Willow Nightingale backstage promo where she says, I'm here because Chris Statlander's here, whoop-de-doo. Then we got Dustin Rhodes versus Johnny TV, and this lost 6%. 6% loss here, so down to 367,000 views in quarter three. But we go into quarter four, it was the continuation of Rhodes versus Johnny TV. Afterwards, we got the Rhodes live promo, and this went up 7%. So 394,000 we're currently sitting at, so far the highest rated quarter of the show. What tells me is that you've got to blame Chris Statlander and Robin Renegade then for the drop in quarter three, because the fact that the only thing that happened in quarter four was Rhodes versus Johnny TV, and they gained 7%, so, and they also gained 16% in the demo. So I think it's fair to say that you can't really blame these two for the loss in quarter three. You've got to look at Chris Statlander, Robin Renegade, and is it any surprise? I mean, Chris Statlander making her debut, this big alien fucking non-feminine looking person taking on Robin Renegade, an absolute jobber. I believe she had a tryout in NXT one time, who cares? Or was it ICW? I don't really know.
ICW, NXT, TNA, whatever shite company, it doesn't matter, right? You're not drawing a dime here on Collision.
Well, who are you blaming? Quarter 3 down 6%, quarter 4 up 7%.
Well, I'm not blaming Big Dustin, or I'm not blaming Johnny, alright? It was fucking everybody else but those two. Stokely Hathaway, he's a fud. I'll blame him.
Alright, so we then go into quarter 5. Normally it's a good drawing quarter, top of the hour, but we actually lose 2%. Down to 387,000 views. Now, who's to blame for that 2% loss? Let's look. It was a Zack Sabre Jr. video, Dante Leon and Trip Jordy versus Premier Athletes, Scorpio Sky promo, Tony Storm versus Lady Frost, post-match with Mariah May. What you have here is essentially a quarter full of bums. I mean, and I like Tony Storm, but when she's surrounded by the people that's in this quarter, then you can't help but lose views. You know, you can't help but having people change the channel and pressing the clicker button to see what's on, you know, the channel above or the channel below. Zack Sabre Jr. Meltzer might fantasize about this guy in his pants, but we don't know who he is, alright? We've only heard the name. We've only heard Meltzer put Zack Sabre Jr. and 6 stars in the same sentence, but that's as much as we know about a Zack Sabre Jr. video, and I guess he's fighting at Forbidden Door, so there you go. 1 wee video and already he's ready for a big pay-per-view.
Pants is the correct term.
I mean, one video, they show one Zack Sabre Jr. video and they expect you to pay out $50 on one vid. Well, you know him now. You know who he is now. Could you seen a video of him?
I know who he is, brother.
Then you get Dante Leon and Trip Jordy versus the Premier Athletes. I mean, this is two bums. 2 guys should be getting squashing 2. It's bums squashing bums.
It's bums.
Never seen
bums.
this. You never get this in WWE. When somebody's squashing somebody, it means they've got plans. You know, they're trying to push this guy. They're trying to have him get convincing wins. See in AEW, you see it all the time. You see guys literally that are in like the lower mid card, fucking jobbers defeating no-namers, and I don't understand it. I don't get the point yet.
No, I don't get the point yet because, I mean, it's AEWA though, because they don't understand fucking anything. Tony Khan doesn't understand the concept of booking. I mean, WWE, yes, we don't agree with it. Like when Braun Strowman or somebody like almost gets repackaged, or what's that Indian guy called? Shanky or something?
Mahal, Fear.
Aye, Fear. It's like, I think they should only do it once. I don't like in WWE when they pretend the last time didn't happen and they repackage them again. But
who's better, Fear Mahan or Fear the Walking Dead?
Fear the Walking Dead. Fear Mahan is awful.
And with that, I think we can just move on then to quarter 6, unless you had something to add.
No, let's go.
Because you were talking a lot of shite.
No, hold on. I made perfect sense. Just because your ears are full of shite, mate, doesn't mean my mouth is. I've been done in there. Anyway, quarter 6, we've got Shane Taylor Promotions. 401 in the rating there with a plus 4%. So who was doing the big numbers here? Was it Action Andretti? Was it Samoa Joe? Was it Hook? Was it the Premier Athletes, considering they've only got like 27,000 views on a clip? Or was it Danny Garcia against Tate Mayfairs? Who was it?
You tell me.
You tell me.
You seem to know. You say shite doesn't come out your mouth, so explain who.
I didn't say shite comes out your mouth. I just said there's shite in your ears. Alright, so fucking that proves my fucking point.
Damn, buddy. Anyway, yeah, quarter 6. Since you've done a great job of explaining everything that happened, I'll go over it again. We got a 4% increase to 401,000 views. Highest viewed quarter there of the show. 3% increase in the demo. Highest viewed demo of the show. Why was it the highest viewed? What happened in this segment? Well, you had Shane Taylor Promotions with Top Flight and Action Andretti backstage. We then got Samoa Joe and Hook entering the Premier Athletes backstage locker room and attacking them. And then we got Daniel Garcia versus Tate Mayfairs. And then we got a Stephanie Fakir video. I'll be honest, I don't know why this quarter went up. It fucking sucked.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's something ended around quarter past, 20 past, 25 past, people tuned in. I mean, I don't even know who Stephanie Fakir is.
Speaking of tuning in, people tuned out quarter 7, 9:30 to 9:45. Orange Cassidy backstage promo, and then it leads into Orange Cassidy versus Kyle O'Reilly. Yippee, the last half an hour is being dedicated to 2 fucking midgets.
Cannot wait for this. Oh yes.
7% loss, 371,000 views in quarter 7. and 8% loss in the demo.
The demigods.
So it's almost like Orange Cassidy and Kyle Riley begins, and people are like, well, screw this. I ain't watching this match. I'm going to tune it, and maybe I'll come back in at the end to see what happens. And that appears to be what actually happened. Quarter 8, 9:45 to 10 p.m. Orange Cassidy versus Kyle O'Reilly continued to the end. Then we got the post-match with Trent Barretta, Kyle Fletcher, Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale. We have Nightingale, Kyle O'Reilly, and Orange Cassidy standing tall in the middle of the ring. I say standing tall, standing about 5'5" in the middle of the ring to end the show.
Standing below average.
This went up 8% in the viewership to 399,000, and it went up 5% in the demo. So there you go. The final quarter here ending with 399,000. Only one quarter out of the 8 broke the 400k mark, and it was 401,000. So, I mean, not a great number. If you're having to be kind to Collision, then I guess you could say that they were pretty consistent. You know, there wasn't really any segments where they lost a massive amount of numbers, but when you're dealing with a smaller number in the first place, then it's harder to lose a bigger amount of viewers. For example, if you've got 2 million viewers in quarter 1, it's a lot easier to lose a bigger percentage of that viewership. It's a lot easier to lose 100,000 when you've got 2 million people watching. When you've only got 392,000 people tuning in at the beginning, then it's a lot harder to have bigger losses. So, I mean, yeah, it's consistent, but it's consistent because the number's so low.
Yeah, the number was so low, and I think you look at this show in comparison to other Collision shows, there's not one draw on it. Not that there's normally mega draws on it, but you know, you're not getting your Adam Copeland kicking off the show with like a 30-minute match. You're not getting any of
I
that.
don't think we'll see that for a while, to be fair,
No,
unless he comes down in crutches. Like,
his
I
legs
don't know.
did come out his arse, to be fair. So
I mean, that's his fault. Dumb bastard diving after steel cage. I mean, he's lucky to be breathing, isn't he? So, I mean, there you go.
I know.
But AEW is barely breathing. It's almost like AEW broke its legs. Did AEW jump off a steel cage? I don't know, guys. Let us know in the comments down below. We'll catch you in the next one. But the numbers ain't great for AEW Collision. Numbers ain't great for AEW Dynamite. Numbers ain't great for AEW Rampage. The numbers for AEW just are not great. We'll see you next time. Till then, peace.